Okay, guys, for today, we're doing the football. Okay, we're gonna be doing the football for homework. You were working with your partners today during class, so I'm just gonna remind you it's on teacher made again. I recommend that besides having that in your journal, you know that you have your notes triangle one. Make sure that you have it available in case you need it. You can use it. Okay, move my face out of the way. Okay, so for question one, like I mentioned, I like to write all the details, guys. So let me get a pen here. So we have question one. We did this in class already. I'm just going over in case you need help. So they want a true statement. A true statement, that's my question. Now some facts. Well, there's not really facts. So when this happens, there's not really some facts there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, my facts are basically my choices. So all my choices will be my facts. That means I'm going to be using my choices as the way to figure this out. Now, if you notice, we have percents, decimals, fractions. We have fractions, decimals, percents. We have all types of forms. We have the decimal, the fraction, the percent. So when you have all forms, I recommend the best thing to do is to go ahead and change everything to decimal. So my strategy for this problem will be I will convert everything to decimal. Strategy is change to decimal form. That's the strategy. And what I mean by that, if I go back to my triangle one, in a minute I'm going to show you, um, you'll see that to go to decimal, there's two ways only. If I have a fraction, I'm going to divide numerator divided by denominator that I just call bottom out. If I have a percent, I'm going to move twice to the left to put it back in decimal form. So if we look at choice A, you're supposed to try all the choices. Choice A, we'll start with 6%. So right now this one is in percent form, so I'm going to change it to decimal form. So in our triangle, we learned that to go to decimal form, let me see, where's the, to go to decimal form, let me get rid of this, sorry. To go to decimal form, we have two ways. We can divide from fraction to decimal, divide numerator by denominator, top in, bottom out, or we can go move the percent twice to the left. Okay, that's the only thing that once I delete, it's gone. So let me just get to the point that we were. We're doing letter A, and I was with 6%, and I'm changing it to decimal. So if you notice, there's no decimal right here, so I'm gonna place it at the end, right here to the right. And the strategy said to move twice to the left, so I'm gonna go 1, 2. So now I have this spot that I'm gonna put a 0, and my decimal is not anymore over here. Now it's over here, so I'm gonna go. My answer will be 0.06. No holes. So it's like 6 cents, 6 pennies. Okay. Then I'm gonna go to the next one. The next one we have 0.6. Now that guy is already in decimal form, so I'm gonna leave him alone. He's already in decimal form. I'm gonna leave him alone because we want to change everything to decimal. That's your strategy. Now, since this guy went to the hundredth, like money, 6 cents, I'm gonna go ahead and add a 0. So I can have go to the hundreds. You see, hundredth place, hundredth place. Now we have 6 cents, 60 cents. So I could already see that letter A is not going to be a good choice because these two are not equal, and they're claiming that they are right there. They're saying, you know what, these two are equal. Now, if I check the last one, letter A is already out, just so you know. But I'm going to show you that if I check the last one is a fraction form, and I'm going to change that fraction form to decimal by dividing. Okay, so basically, I can go to the side of my paper, and I'm going to go 3 divided by 50. That's why I call it bottom out, because the bottom, the denominator, stays outside. Don't forget to quickly put your decimal. And then we just start our process. Is 3 enough for 50? No. So we add a 0, we make more pieces. Now is 30 enough for 50? It's still not enough. That's not enough for each group. So then I add another 0. Is 300 enough for 50? Yes, it is. So now I have to figure out 50 times what. Now, sometimes we start panicking here because we don't know the facts of 50, but we can go again to another section of your paper. That's why we use everything on the homework journal and the paper. And we can guess and check. Guess and check means guess whatever you think. In one of my classes, I had a kid said, you know what, let's try 7. Okay, let's try 7. He's guessing it's 7. 0 times 7 is 7. 0 times 5 is 35. We went over, we only have 300, so it's not 7, but we're pretty close. So let's try now and guess to see if it's 6. And guess what? It is 6. So this fraction becomes 0.06 in decimal form. So if you notice, 6 cents, 60 cents, 6 cents. They're claiming here that they're all equivalent. Okay, that's what they're claiming. Let me get the eraser so I can erase this. There we go. So now, in choice A, they're saying that this guy is equal to that guy to that guy. Well, we just converted them all to decimal, and 6 cents and 6 cents are okay, but this 60 cents is not equal, so that's why for sure now I know that A is not the answer. We can then just bubble around my work, and I'll do the same thing for letter B. I'll start with letter B, start changing everything, okay? And then letter C and so on. But let me do letter D. So I'm gonna go ahead and do letter D. You should have done B and C with your partner. But letter D, we have 1/8. Again, our strategy is to change everything to decimal. When there's all different forms, just change them all to decimals. So fraction to decimal, it's bottom out, divide. So I'm gonna go 1 divided by 8. Don't forget to quickly place your decimal point so everything is lined up. And now we start 1, that's not enough for 8. 10, that is enough for 8. Times what? 1. When you have a remainder, we make more pieces. We're going to add another 0, so we have 20. 8 times what now? Times 2. Another remainder, so guess what? Add another 0. We have 40 now. 8 times 5 is 40. And I told you last time, we stop in the thousands place. Tenth, hundredth, thousands. So this guy is worth 0.125, 125 thousandths in decimal form. Okay, now let's go to the next choice. The next one on letter D is 0.125. Well, guess what? That guy is already, this is already in decimal form, so I'm gonna leave him alone. And look, guess what? They're still the same, so far they're checking off pretty good. The last one we have 12.5%, 12.5%. And I'm gonna go ahead and change that guy to decimal. Now, some kids are getting confused thinking, well, it's already in decimal. No, you see that symbol right there? This symbol is telling you that this is in percent form, that we have 12.5% of something. So we have 12%, which is 1200th of something, but it's 12.5%, okay? So we're still gonna go twice to the left like I did here. From percent to decimal, it's gonna be 1, 2. However, The decimal is already there. So we're not going to place it wherever we want. It's already there. So from here, we're going to go 1 and 2. So we're moving the decimal twice to the left so we can convert it from percent to decimal. So my answer is going to be 0.125. Again, no holes. They all check off. So guess what? 1/8 is equal to 0.125 and to 12.5%, 12.5%. So the answer is going to be letter D. There's a free one for you. Huh? But I did tell you to go home and you try B and C and tell me why those are wrong so you can get full credit. That's the way you do this, guys. Okay? Let me take out that work. Well, let me give you a chance in case you want to see it. I'll kind of give you like 3 seconds there. You could pause the video and you'll be okay. There we go. I think that's enough time. Now let me remove this. Now check this out. This one is going from percent to decimal. So all I have to do is go to my triangle and check, okay, here's my percent, and I want to go to decimal. So the arrow is not going that way. So let me go to the other triangle. Here's my percent, and I'm going to decimal. There we go. Percent to decimal. Follow the arrow. It tells you here, move decimal to the left and remove the percent symbol, and you're going to move it twice to the left. Okay? So basically my strategy here is move the percent, the decimal, I'm sorry, twice to the left. And you should find the answer pretty fast. Okay? Number three. Number three, they gave it to you in percent, but they want it now in fraction. So they want you to go from percent to fraction. So I go back to my triangle and I'm going to check. Here's my percent. Is this arrow going to fraction? Yes, it is. So how do I go from percent to fraction? Put over 100. So you're going to put the 100 on the bottom and the number on the top and simplify. So that's all I have to do here again. What goes on the bottom? 100, and the top, the number that's there, 60%, and then simplify, and you should find the answer. The last question for the homework was going from fraction to decimal. Fraction to decimal. Let me go check my triangle. Fraction to, whoop, there's the arrow to decimal, and it says here that to go from fraction to decimal, I need to divide numerator divided by denominator, which is the bottom out strategy. So I'm going to divide 1 divided by 4, and you should find the answer. Now remember about proper and improper, that good stuff. Okay, that's all that was for homework. Make sure that you submit. I do want to tell you something though. Some of you have text to speech feature. It is allowed in the start test for some of you. So depending on the program, like going from bilingual, there's different programs, right? RTI. Um, so text to speech would be this guy, just so you know. So you press it, and this comes out, right? So what you do, you just come. You see how there's like a little cross? You come and highlight whatever you wanted to read, and there it is. You highlight. Now, if you want to go sentence by sentence, you could also just highlight the first sentence or at least part of the sentence. Okay, so this guy would be that features the text to speech feature, and that's how you use it. You just press it, this comes out, a little cross comes out, and you just highlight whatever you want to hear it read to you out loud. Okay, That's about it, guys. Hopefully, this video helps the ones that are confused. It is for a grade. Make sure you submit. This is the football. Okay, it's gonna be the football, which is this guy, the football, not that one. Those are the notes. The football. Okay, remember that we're going from the oldest stuff to the newest stuff. So we're right here, right now. This is gonna be due already. This one should have been turned in a long time ago. Some of you are not being responsible. I'm sending a letter very soon. Hopefully tomorrow I'll send the letter. Have a good one. See you tomorrow, guys. Don't be absent.